prodigal child has returned. You already know the vibe. So today we talking about a few things we're gonna talk about. I had to set the alarm for 5 o'clock. Why the fuck did I say block people? All right. What up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Depending on where you're from. It's probably the morning time. Want to get up and shine. All right. But today we talking about we're gonna watch the nigga Marquett. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I fuck with him. I told y'all that before. I like your content, so when you pop up on my TV, I like to support, because in actuality, I feel like me and you, we speak the same way. We don't give a fuck. It's not about your feelings, it's about what's right and what's true and what's honest. I personally, he might got a better vernacular of speaking than I got. Not afraid to admit that. But do I believe he's smarter than me? No, I don't think that. And just because you have a better vernacular to speak to me, that doesn't make you smarter than me. I don't care about your education. Your education doesn't matter. In my world, your education doesn't matter. It's your common sense is what matters. But these niggas was over here talking about is Islam for black people. What can I say? I mean, let's watch it, cause I don't want to fuck it up for everybody. I should play my intro, but I ain't gonna do that.
The reason that we had to leave so abruptly is, despite before the live
That's why you
stream
can't
starting,
find part one.
me warning everyone, do not use racial slurs. There was a racial slur that was used, and it caused the stream to be ended. And it's really a shame, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encourages the Muslims to speak to each other in a beautiful way, encourages you to speak to your spouse in a beautiful way. And it just reaffirms what I've been saying. That
I can't hear you guys.
There's an enormous gap between what is claimed to be Islam and the behaviors of the Muslim, but we have to acknowledge that these are two sides of one entity. Majid, we can hear you fine.
I'm here, good people.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes.
I just don't like to smoke on cam.
And before the gentleman had
Can you hear me now?
into his yes, we hear you. Before the gentleman went in.
Hey, if y'all ever see me cut the camera off or go off stream to do something, it's either me taking care of my kids or me about to light the blunt. I'm never gonna smoke on YouTube. That's not gonna be mine. I don't even want that perception of me. I'd rather you see me high as a bitch than you watch me smoke and shit. I don't give a fuck. I got morals. And my morals say don't smoke on cam. So y'all won't see me till the blunt gone. But we got the video that we're gonna go through.
Into the foul language, and this is not to backbite the brother. Everyone heard. I'm not telling you anything that you did not see or hear. But before that,
I cannot hear
I'd
you guys.
ask Majid, we hear you. We hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But before he said what he said, my question to everyone was, are any of you black? And I presume everyone who is honest and reasonable was about to say, no, I'm not black. So we just do a quick swing around and then I'll tie in my point. I yield the floor.
I was just asking if we're black. That's the question.
Yeah, if you're black.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
And Usman,
No, I'm not. I'm not. Can you hear me?
you're not black.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
No,
we can
no.
hear you fine. And Majid, I'll add in. I think he's Majid. Are you black?
No, I can hear you. I couldn't hear you for the longest time.
Fantastic. Are you black, Majid?
Am I black? No, I cannot. You cannot call Northern African black. They actually.
Excuse me, sir, but if anybody's from the place called Africa, you black. I don't give a fuck what color your skin is. You black. See, we all don't want to admit that Arabs is another form of white people. They are. Arabs is another form of white people. That's why they so like the two biggest groups on the country that's fighting right now are Arabs and Jewish, which is white people. I don't give a fuck about that motherfucking. I don't give a fuck about that Arab shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You niggas is racist and disrespectful, especially the women. Jewish people are disrespectful to women. They like little girls. Islam niggas, they disrespectful to women. They marry little girls. So both of y'all piece of shit.
Very. I mean, I'm dark, not black.
I think the answer you're looking for is no, I'm not black. I think that's the way you're looking for.
I'm brown. That's the.
Nigga, if you brown, you black, but you trying to make it seem like you're a part of the color community. No, you're not. You from over there. Nigga, be where you from. Stand on it. Don't try to slide into our group. Nigga, we not going for that.
I'm gold colored. They call me colored.
Who the fuck call you color? Not the people that's your color. Not the people that's Marquett color. I gotta say your name, Marquett. I think I just pronounced it right. But it'll never happen every day. I think his name is Marquett. I think. I'm not positive. I wish I could say his name better, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
That's fine. So the title of this is Islam is not for black people. Muslims are racist. And I stand by that very accurate statement. I am the only person on here who is black. And I point that out to everyone because a significant portion of my audience is black for obvious reasons. Yeah, and a huge portion of my audience is Muslim, even before I spoke up against what's going on in Gaza or anywhere else. So curiously, they've not shown up, black Muslims, but the Arabs have shown up to uphold and to promote their ideology, their Arab supremacy, their cultural, linguistic, and racial dominance.
Well, I would say this. Black people that are Muslim, they put themselves as black before they put themselves as the religion. So again, like that's why I said Niggas from another country got different values than the Muslims that grew up and were born in this country. Like, y'all niggas is totally different. Y'all able to disrespect women. You make women act. Everything's just different. It's different cultures. So it's different type of Muslims. Like, American Muslim is not the same as a Muslim from another country. They just not.
Islam, for you all, is essentially a form of Arab supremacy, and you're here to fight for it on its behalf. That's why you're here, and that's why the black Muslims are not here. I yield the floor.
So,
Go ahead.
one of the things that I heard you say before is
My Egyptian friend, you go first.
I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that I heard you say before is you guys are Muslims, so you guys are gonna have to come here and defend it and all that. And I think that's very, very wrong.
I cannot hear him at all.
Because everyone can hear me, man. Sorry,
I can hear you.
Yeah, we
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yes. Yes, carry on.
There's a verse in the Quran that says, "La talbisul haqqa bil batil, wa antum ta'lamuna al-haqq." Do not mix the truth with the falsehood when you know where the truth is. So I cannot sit down here and say, yeah, well, like Muslims are great. I can't sit down here and lie for the sake of my religion. That's not what my religion tells me. That's not what the holy book promotes. So I just want to make that clear, because you made a claim that I'm gonna have to sit down here and defend no matter what. The second claim I try to.
Nigga, why you can't defend your fucking religion? That's why I'm trying to understand. Your religion so good and you believe in it so much. Why the fuck you can't defend it? See, you just like Christians. You want to be able to do shit and not be held accountable for it. Even though in Islam there's a lot of karma talk. But y'all niggas don't believe in punishment for anything other than you being gay or a woman not wearing a veil over her head. I don't want to hear that. You make women dress modestly so they don't be tempted. I'm not trying to hear that.
Make is in the last stream, I don't want to sidetrack too much, so if I'm sidetracking, please let me know. That I said that it starts with our Muslim leaders being our biggest enemies. You said that sounds like an excuse, and I'm not really sure how's that. And I'm not really sure how's that's an excuse. I gave you an example of.
All of a sudden, his audio has gone out. Usman, is his audio out for you?
Yeah, it's slightly out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out. While he's getting his audio together, you said that you agreed with something he said?
No, I agree with the sort of conversation he was having before about our leaders, and I reckon most of our leaders, because I'm not Arab myself, I'm Pakistani. Most of our leaders have been planted. I don't know if how familiar you are with what's going on in Pakistan and the problem that we've been having.
Did this Arab man say he not Arab, he Pakistani? That's a funny way Marquett faces court, but that's crazy. Did a nigga really just say that? Nigga, Pakistan is an Arabian country. What are you talking about? If you were born in Pakistan, you are an Arab. See, y'all keep trying to delineate yourself from your group so you don't have to take on the responsibilities or be held accountable for the shit your people do. Nah, brother, we not letting nobody dodge. You Arab, nigga.
With our leaders who have actually been proven to be paid by Americans.
And this white man, right, and this nigga that's sitting next to him, he supposed to be Egypt. Egyptian. I don't see how. Listen, my pale colored people, y'all are not Egyptian. You are far from it. I mean, far from being. I don't give a fuck how long you lived there. I don't give a fuck if you was born there. I don't give a fuck if you. You're not Egyptian. I don't know what the fuck you would call these niggas today. Y'all should change the name from Egypt. Because if it's people like him from there, y'all wild.
And I think it's more of a situation where they've made the majority of the MPs, if you call it, sway their decisions by paying them off. So they've been paid off in their pockets, and they only need to sway a matter of 2 or 3 people for them to oversway the main leader, who was the prime minister at the time, who was Imran.
I get why Marquett saying that's an excuse, because this shit is happening here. This shit is happening here in the United States, and we are, and we fighting it. We trying to combat it. If you telling me that y'all not trying to combat what the fuck we doing, you crazy. Because even we here are trying to combat the shit these niggas is doing.
Khan, who was against doing business with America, doing business with Israel, and putting it to the side. And when they paid off 2 or 3 politicians, which they've got receipts for as well, a total of $20 million that was paid. They've got receipts for. And Imran Khan, unfortunately, sat in a prison cell right now and kept on the hush while business is running as normal, because they know how to control the power. And because he was going to be a power shift for them, they've put him on the hush and put him on the back seat. I know that does sway from the conversation, what you're having, the question that you're saying about
I
Islam
respect what
is
you
not
said,
for black people.
and I agree with it. There was one thing you said, I just want to make sure I heard it correctly.
Yeah.
Did you state, I am Pakistani, I'm Arab?
No, I said I'm Pakistani, I'm not Arab.
I'm not Arab. Okay, I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
say, hold on, I know some Pakistani brothers who have an issue with that. Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, very good. All right, and if
But Marquette, like, you should know, and you should challenge him, because you know that them niggas is Arabs, and you know Pakistanis are Arabs. You are well traveled. So come on. Don't let these niggas just say anything they want. Cause that's bullshit, Marquette. That's bullshit what they give you. They lying in your face, brother. They lying in your face. They giving you excuses. You know that nigga and the niggas that told you that they was Pakistani, they was and not Arabs, they was liars. And you know that.
if you're Pakistani, I trust you've probably yourself experienced a bit of racism from other groups of Muslims.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, racism, I don't think is a religion thing. I think it's a human nature thing. I think that's just something that people are going to naturally have. It's not something that is taught to us in Islam. As you mentioned yourself, the opposite is taught to us. But naturally, it's like...
No, it's not natural. I gotta stop him, because he's saying that it's naturally inherent in us to be racist. It's not. Niggas choose to be racist. People choose to be racist. Racism is not defined by just economical standards. Racism is defined by hate crimes, disrespect, well, taking somebody, and treating another group of people better than you treat another group of people. You believe that your group of people is the best group of people. There's some black supremacists out here too. I'm probably one of them. But you're not Pakistani. I mean, you're not. You're a Pakistani Arab.
Most of my family grew up in Saudi Arabia. I think sometimes when people are becoming successful in a country where they're not from, they become more of a threat to the nation. As speaking as a British Pakistanis are flourishing in the UK, and the biggest problem that we've got now, we've got a huge amount of racism from the likes of Tommy Robinson, who's actually moved to America to get freedom of speech and protected by.
Hold up, wait a minute. So, and this is where it becomes a point where I start agreeing with white folks. Like, it's crazy that you got me out here agreeing with white folks. If you come into a country and you're flourishing and I'm not, I would want you to fuck up out of here too. That means you getting all the opportunities. And I hate when motherfuckers say, "Oh, my parents came here with nothing. They worked their ass off and got this and got that." And then, in actuality, your parents didn't work for shit. Your parents got fucking handouts. Your parents were given everything that they got. And then you get to live in a predominantly white neighborhood and go to a better school than the public schools that they don't fucking put the money into. So no, I don't agree with that. I'm not with that. No.
Got a bunch of $20 this year, don't worry.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
and then the fact that you're flourishing and you pumped about flourishing while another group ain't, goes to show me that there's some sort of discrimination happening. Now, is it a discrimination of black folks? Probably so. Is it a discrimination of white folks? Probably not. But if it's true that you're coming and you're buying up all the resources and you hoarding up all the resources and your community look better than mine, then there's a problem. And that problem is that y'all being funded a little bit too much by the American taxpayer citizen. And our shit look crazy. But y'all shit look nice. You ever been to Jewtown? The few black people that live in Jewtown pay an arm and a leg, while the rest of the Jews pay absolutely nothing. Close to nothing. A lot of them on Section 8. A lot of them get government assistance. See, this is the thing that motherfuckers don't understand, right? Like, so, I'm gonna get back to this Marquett shit. But I need to explain this story, right? So, I was in social service. I had to go to social service. I'm disabled. It's not a fake story. I'm really disabled. So I had to go apply for TDAP. And when I applied for TDAP, do you know who was in there? Jewish people. It wasn't a lot of black people in there. It was a handful of black people, but the rest of it was white people. Jewish folks, mainly. I'm not even talking about like white Americans. I'm talking about white Jewish Americans were at the welfare place. And I was only on this shit for a little bit of time. But I'm positive the motherfuckers that was on it is still getting that shit. And you would want me to say that it's okay. It's not. It's not. Let's get back to what Marquett and them was talking about.
The big problem now, as of today, we've had the Sikh community who were coincided with Tommy Robinson to break off with them and realize that they've been used as a puppet to fit the narrative as no, Muslims are the thinking. Now they're realizing that no, we were used so we could be the brown face in front saying no, we're okay with brown people. It's just these specific type of brown people that we're not okay with. But if you look closer
do you
and closer,
believe that that's the case, or do you think that it's just you're about to say it's basically anyone who's not white is the problem, and the Muslim thing is a cloak? Is that what you're about to say?
No, well, with Tommy Robinson, it depends how you look at it. Is some people agree, and well, there's proof to it as well. He's been paid by the Zionists for many years. The companies that he's had registered in the UK.
Well, let's say this: even if he's been paid by Zionists, Israel, and all that other shit, right? From what you just said, like you said that in the UK, Pakistanis are flourishing and the other British people are not. Now, if I'm from the United States, and we believe in deporting niggas all day. We don't give a fuck. It's time for you to go home. And I'm okay with that. But it's no way that you gonna come into my community and flourish better than I am and then say that you're not hoarding the resources. You're not sharing the wealth. And then you pumped about it. Like you probably rub it in motherfuckers' face. You probably said like in America. Motherfuckers always telling us how they mama and daddy came here with nothing. And they build themselves up into be something good. But in all actuality, your parents came here and got every fucking handout they could. Niggas came in on GI bills. Free education. Free education. Niggas was National Guards. They wasn't fighting real armies. That's not true. You people enjoy putting motherfuckers down. And this is what I learned about Arabs. Like, Arabs, they enjoy being racist. They think they are white. Like, even in our community right now, it's certain stores. Like, I live in West Baltimore. It's certain stores I won't go to. I won't let you disrespect me but one time because I know how I am. I'm already ready to jump across the counter. If I put my money in your hand, I expect you to put my money back in my hand. No, you put my money on the counter. That's disrespect. That's disrespect. You don't put my shit in a bag. You expect me to put my shit in the bag. That's disrespect. Disrespectful. So if you're not understanding or not liking the Tommy Robinson message, the Tommy Robinson message is getting through because there's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of people going through whatever message he was able or was payable for. Like, we just watched a video of a bunch of fucking young niggas jump off boats and storm a country. Laughing, joking, thinking it's cute. But if it would have been America, it would have been rednecks down there with guns ready to shoot. That's the only reason I like you rednecks. Because if it was a real war that come from somewhere else, I know you niggas would fight them. Me, I'm going to let them take over.
I don't want to go too far off topic, so
Okay.
let's pull it back for a moment. All right. And so here's to the stated topic, which is Islam is not for black people. Muslims are racist. So we've already agreed on the latter part. Muslims are racist. That part we've agreed on. So
Muslims,
now
not Islam.
There are Muslims that are racist. Yes.
Yeah,
we agree
definitely.
on that for
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's not some. It's all. All Muslims are racist. Even though the ones that are black in America, they're racist. Because it can't be racist when it's another black person to another black person. But if you're a Muslim, you believe that you acquired some type of knowledge that everybody else don't have. And you project that ignorant attitude on the other people, thinking that you better than them. When in all actuality, you outside selling body oils and t-shirts. You can't be better than me. You are asking me to buy body oils and t-shirts from you. Your intellect is not that good. So when niggas say, when he said Muslims are racist, yes, Muslims are racist. It's not, you can't even debate that and say that he lying. Because the Arabs that are Muslim in our country right now is racist.
Oh, looks like my camera may have gone out.
We can see you now. We can see you and hear you. And we were saying, yes, we agree with you. There are Muslims who are racist.
Yes. But I also have already forwarded quite successfully, I might add, that you must question Islam if you find that racism seems to be so core throughout the Ummah. Wherever you find Muslims, you find enormous levels of racism, unless you're among the black Muslims. Then you actually don't find the same level of racism. I challenge anyone to go to Zanzibar and find any discrimination. They're exceedingly welcoming, which is a sickness of the black peoples of the earth. But anywhere else you go outside of Africa, among the Muslims, you will be discriminated against, whether we're talking about Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the Kingdom of Morocco, Pakistan, anywhere you want to go. And so we would have to ask ourselves, if the Deen of Islam is so pure and so transformative, how is it that so many of the Muslims, of the believers, how is it that their hearts are black?
So I would like to respond by, obviously, one of the cool things that when you talk about these things is I'm not only here to debate you, but I'm also here to getting educated, because you're bringing a perspective that I'm not sure about. So I'm going to sit down here. So when you say something that I have not heard of, I'm not going to sit down here and say it didn't happen, obviously. But from my personal experience, at least, and going to
start bringing up your personal experiences when a nigga tell you some truthful shit, you look like a dick. You do. Because we don't need your anecdotal We don't need that. What we need is for you to be able to recognize and have a self-awareness of what the fuck your people doing. That's what we need.
To multiple mosques, meeting, obviously African-American folks. I've met people who went to the Middle East. I've met people who lived in the Middle East in a little bit to study in Azhar in Egypt and all that. And it didn't seem like that's their experience. Like I said, I lived in Egypt for 14 years. This is gonna sound, you're gonna laugh at this, but I didn't know what racism is. Like, I didn't even know.
Bro, you lying. My nigga, that nigga just lied in every one of our faces. Anybody that's watching this video or saw this video or was watching Marquett when he did this shit, that nigga lied. How the fuck you at your age don't know what the fuck racism is? A 10-year-old know what the fuck racism means. Like, stop fucking playing.
The concept of
That
racism.
makes sense because you were an Egyptian in Egypt. So
But
of
I was
course you know
surrounded.
what racism is.
But we had people fleeing from countries surrounding us, whether it's Somalia, whether it's Syria, because that was during the Arab Springs. We had a bunch of like African folks.
Which city were you in?
I was in Giza and Cairo, like the big two.
You were in Cairo. That's fascinating. I was just in Cairo not too long ago.
Yeah.
And of the many major cities I've been to and the many countries I've been to, the two worst populations I've ever experienced. Number one is in Cairo, Egypt. Most dishonest people I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Unfortunately.
And then secondly was in Amman, Jordan. And both of these places have the most beautiful history. It's a pity. So I'd be shocked to hear anyone speak well of Cairo, Egypt. In fact, if we did a quick YouTube search, and I think you probably know this is the case, you'll find it littered with horror stories, and that's reflective of the reality. These are the most rotten people on earth. Dishonest, vicious.
Hey, I'm going to do what Marquett said. I'm going to write that down. I'm gonna actually go look up and see if what he's saying is true. Not right now, but they don't.
Insane levels of trickery, except if you're Egyptian. So I just find it bizarre that in a place that is so soulless, such as Cairo, Egypt, where people are at the pyramids and they throw garbage on the ground. I asked a police officer, "Where's the garbage can?" And he took it out of my hand and threw it on the ground. True story. Also, the police tried to steal from me. The Egyptians extraordinarily racist. If you didn't see that, I mean, this could only be because you are you and you are not the target of racism. It could only be because of that. It's not even sensible, especially in Cairo, Egypt.
That pale fella. Yeah, pale fella. How the fuck you don't know what racism is at your age, bro? You just disrespectful. And the fact that the police officer took the trash out that man hand and threw it on the ground. In our city, that shit called litter. You get a ticket for that.
Say that having been on the ground. And if you were to search, Cairo, Egypt has some of the worst travel reviews of any destination in the world. Are you aware of that?
I am. Yeah, I am. Unfortunately, and a lot of scammers.
Truly rotten.
Unfortunately, yes. It is. And you go in there to try to scam you. They try to scam you in the airport.
So wait a minute. If you know, this is why I just say he lied. Because you sitting up here saying, I know. They'll scam you in the airport. Brother, and you don't know that there's racism. It's not. It just don't line up. Like, you know that they do all this shit. But then you don't know what the fuck racism is. Kind of a lie.
You see somebody who doesn't speak Arabic. Yeah, anywhere. I acknowledge all of that. So that's why I'm not saying what you're saying didn't happen. I'm just talking from my personal perspective with people around me now who went to Middle East and back. And I'm talking about people who I met in Egypt who are Africans. That's what my family.
Sure. But what it's pointing out to you is that you're able to observe that Islam is not transformative. Like Egypt is a massive country. It's
Correct.
one of the largest. It's one of the, and they do nothing with this size except support Israel. So curiously, we find one of the biggest cities in the biggest Muslim population countries, a historical.
Hey, the two people that's in my chat, y'all been fucking with me. Oh, I swear y'all be here every day. Email me your Cash App. If you got Cash App, send me your Cash App and I'm gonna throw you a little $20. I ain't rich. I can't give you much, but I can promise you $20. If you email me, not email, but send it to me on YouTube in my inbox, I'm gonna give you $20 for fucking with me and showing up and just fucking hanging out with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? If we was together, you know, and we was talking, all three of us, I probably would buy us all a beer. I probably take all three of us to go get something to eat. Cause I like to hang out with my friends. And I'm not afraid to share what I got with my friends. So I consider y'all two my friends. Y'all always fucking with me. Y'all always here. Email me your Cash App, and I'm gonna drop you $20. I promise you that. Hand of God.
Country, historical for every religion, and we find rottenness. And what are they, like 90% plus Muslim? So
Something like that.
What is the point? If this is the outcome, what's the point? What is Islam doing? Why export this to the blacks if it's not benefiting the Arabs?
I can't speak of exporting it to the blacks as much as I can speak of what happened within Egypt. You're not gonna like what I said because you said it was excuses. It starts with our Muslim leaders. Until this now, I'm asking you, what do you think we could have done differently between the Arab Spring, fighting the coup, going to constant protests? You're saying, no, it's an excuse. The reason why the Arab leaders are there is because you guys let them. So how we
No, it's a representation of the people. So we both agreed that the Egyptians are rotten. And I say this as a non-racist.
Some Egyptians are rotten, yeah, for sure.
The majority of Egyptians are rotten. And if you look at Cairo specifically, I'd say like that. If the stories of the prophet Lut or the story in the biblical story of the Sodom of Gomorrah, if you were to have an Old Testament reaction from God or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surely Cairo would be one of the places that he burns down. Surely they'd be one of the places. He'd hit Cairo, he'd hit Atlanta, he'd hit San Francisco, he'd probably hit Dubai, he hit Thailand, or excuse me, Bangkok. But I say all that to say this.
Hey, you know, all the places he just named have the biggest gay community. I'm just saying, and I catch on quick to what niggas say out their mouth and what they mean. You just named all the places that transgender is explosive. And it's everywhere. Now, I don't know why, but those were all the places he named.
The wickedness that is widespread in Cairo is a representation of the people, and that is embodied in the body of the leader. And as I gave you the example with the Shia Muslims of Iran, they kicked out the Shah of Iran despite him having the 5th largest army and being backed by both the United States and Israel. That's a lot to go up against. But the reason that they persist and they were unified is because of the purity and the niyyah. They had pure intention. And they were steadfast in their jihad. They had cleansed themselves. They had warred with themselves to be good people. And then they warred with the external enemy. Whereas the Egyptians are so rotten that they have to deal with themselves first. I've never seen a place where people lie, steal, and cheat, especially if you're a foreigner, which is amazing because you and I know that Islam encourages you to look out for orphans and also travelers, specifically in the Quran. It specifically says, look out for travelers. And they do the exact opposite.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
So
and it's a result. It's a result mostly for poverty, I would say, more than Islam.
And I'm going to take that out right now because I've also traveled in some countries I won't name because I wasn't supposed to be there, but I'll give you one that you know well that's not very far from Egypt, which is Ethiopia. And Ethiopia, we know, is at a significant level impoverished. Yet in Ethiopia, you do not find the lying, cheating, and stealing. Marquett, how do you know? I've been to Ethiopia like 8 times. And in 8 trips, I've only had one issue. And here's the funny thing. It was some kids tried to pickpocket me. And while they were doing it, another Ethiopian saw it and told them to stop. You see, in Egypt, you would never experience anything like that. They'll be coordinating and collaborating. Yes. And there's very little balance in Cairo. Whereas, like, for example, you might find some scammers in the Kingdom of Morocco, which I've been to Morocco many times. I love the Kingdom of Morocco and the tagine and the women. But Morocco does have some dishonesty, but it's not so consistent that you can't differentiate and see the diversity and see that there's a lot of beautiful people. They're beautiful believers. So all of that to say, my point still stands very strongly that it is a representation of the wickedness of the people. Because if it was a function of poverty, I would have saw issues in Ethiopia, which is poorer than Egypt for sure, less developed. We all can agree on that. The data reflects it. Or maybe in Zanzibar, which is not a wealthy place. They have a significant.
I know some crazy shit though. Like, niggas don't consider North Africa a part of Africa. They don't. And the crazy part is that all of those places that have, lighter skinned people were all darker skinned places. And even, I'm not a person that believes in the Bible but if you read the Bible, you could see the story. If Jesus and them was, or Paul, whoever it was, they escaped from the north to the southern part of Africa, how would they be able to get into Ethiopia and hide amongst the people if they wasn't the same color of the people? And I probably don't have the right people, but the stories in the Bible of someone escaping the upper part and going to the lower and hiding amongst the people. How could they do that if they wasn't the same color? I'm just saying.
Significant tourist industry, but the average person is suffering there. So it's not poverty, it's the nature of the people for sure. And also, if just one more point on the nature of the people, if you go through certain countries, like say the country of Georgia, which is where Joseph Stalin is from, nice little place, but you find again that the people at some level are a bit corrupt, a bit dishonest. It's not because of poverty, because Tbilisi is quite a nice place. It's because of the nature of the people and the culture there. It's not poverty. It's the goodness of the people. I yield the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna say one thing, then I'll let you talk because I talk too much. The other fellow in the stream, I think you brought up very good points. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry that not your experience, but however experience that you might have encountered. A lot of people, unfortunately, do get scammed. It's unfortunate. Somebody who lived 14, 15 years in Egypt. I've saw a lot of great people. I saw a lot of bad people. And I'm sorry that you had to deal with this nonsense.
When niggas do shit like that, that shit pisses me off, bro. Like, don't sit up and try to apologize for somebody doing some shit that you know that they wasn't supposed to do. Take accountability for that shit. You want to sit up and say, I lived there for 14 years. I seen some good people and some bad people in there. But you know, I never experienced it. Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Nobody. Nobody is trying to hear that, bro. My man just made some good points, and you about to sit up here and try to diminish them by saying you sorry. What the fuck your sorry gonna do for me? It's the culture of the people. So now here you is, like what he said was true, because now you about to try to deceive us with an apology. Keep it, brother.
Listen, it's a shame, and I'm not disputing that. Just wanted to say that.
I
Could I
appreciate
just
that.
say?
Shout out to Mr.
Sorry.
Tabit supporting the work using the Stripe link. Yeah, go ahead, Usman.
Could I just say, if you're saying that Islam is not for black people, what would you say is for black people? Because from what I see, Africa actually flourished the best when it was mostly Islam, as you know, with Mansa Musa, and as you've got the.
Wait a minute. See, you taking a black man and try and make it seem like it was because of Islam that he was a good black man. No, we're not about to do that. See, no. I'm not even about to sit up here and agree with you and say that what you about to say is right. What religion is for black people?
As you got a lot of black people in America with their heritage, with their Islamic names, who were unfortunately forced to become Christians in the slave trade, who were forced to adopt their way. You've got black Jews who are living in Israel who are being castrated because they don't want the religion to go forward in black people. Which religion are you saying is for black people then, if you don't believe Islam is? The Christians have showed one side, Judaism has showed one side.
Yeah, sure. So for someone who's not black, that's really not a question to discuss with you. You're not black. It's none of your concern. So really, we can discuss the more pressing and immediate part, which is, why is Islam not for black people? And I'll handle mine. I'll take care of mine. Like you take care of the Pakistanis. He can take care of the Egyptians. You guys can take care of the Muslims if that's what you opt into. I'll take care of the black.
Hey, yo, that nigga Marquett said, I don't have to discuss that with you. You're not black. Why am I talking to you about that? Nigga, you take care of you, and I take care of us.
Black folks. And it also doesn't have to be a religion. That's another thing. That's an assumption. For example, if you look at China, they had something called Confucianism, right? You guys heard of Confucius, right? Or if you go to other places like the USSR, they had what? Come on, guys. No one? The USSR? Former Soviet Union? No? Oh, okay. Communism?
Oh, okay. I knew communism.
Hey, yo, how the fuck am I smarter than these two niggas? How the fuck am I smarter than these two niggas? How the fuck did I know it was communism? Marquett, stop sitting down with these bluffing ass niggas, bro. These niggas ain't on your level, bro. Like, you were a teacher in Baltimore City, my nigga. Stop sitting down with these bluffing ass niggas. All right? Stop sitting down with these bluffing ass niggas.
Yes. So they didn't have religion because communism considers religion to be the opiate of the masses. They consider it counter-revolutionary. Yeah. So I point that out to clarify to you all that many different cultures have different things. We mustn't copy what anyone else is doing. Now, let me engage you all in a bit of questioning that I think can get us there very quickly. So I said that Islam is not for the black people. There is nothing black about it. It is Arab imperialism and supremacy, and that's fine for the Arabs, but that's not okay for us. So let me ask you this, and fortunately we have at least one Arab online, and we'll bring on Majid. Hopefully his audio video is working well because I like him. He has a very Arab supremacist mentality. So, Majid.
Yes.
My brother. My brother from another mother, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Is Islam an Arab religion?
Isn't Islam an Arab religion? Oh, man, like you want to go into details about Islam. Oh, no, it's not an Arab religion. If
Okay.
you consider,
all right. Now let me. Does anyone object to that, or Hussein, is Islam an Arab religion?
I would say no.
Okay, very good. And I like this. I want everyone paying attention. I want you guys to know the black code is dropping soon. That is what all of the black people shall follow, the black code. And pay attention to how I break this down. This is why I'm the greatest. Usman, is Islam an Arab religion?
No, they're not. They're not the.
Can I answer before you break it down? Can I answer? Let me answer. Yes, it is. It is an Arab religion. It was made by an Arab person. So, it is.
Yeah, right. You're Pakistani. You have to say that, right? Because if you said it was an Arab religion, then you'd look like a fool. So I get it.
Well, no,
now,
because
let's
the
work.
majority
The
of the
minority,
population
yeah.
who are Muslims are Indonesians and Pakistanis joint first and second. So
Yes,
and
that is frankly an
Yeah.
embarrassment to them, and it's spitting in the face of their ancestors. It is them embracing inferiority. Now let me work,
Okay.
if you would. So I said that Islam is an Arab religion, and if you're an Arab, fantastic. And I think Islam has so much beauty in it, so much beauty, and especially when it's done well in Qatar and Oman, maybe sometimes Saudi Arabia. But when we look at the Arab has a style of dress, they have a language, they have a place of origin, they have many things. So if Islam is not an Arab religion, well, let me ask you a question. Is Islam an African religion?
no.
No. Thank you. We all agree it's not an African religion, right?
No.
Okay.
You're talking about the origin of it, right?
Well, I'm just talking about Islam. Just Islam. Is Islam an African religion? Yes or no?
Well, if you talk in origin, no. If you talk about the purpose of religion is a religion for mankind.
Okay.
It's universal.
So let me give you guys an example. And I'm just adding in a layer to how I'm picking you all apart. So here's the example. So let's pick a particular African nation. Let's say Chad. You guys have heard of Chad, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, so we have this little irrelevant, impoverished African country called Chad that practices Islam because they were conquered. Great. So the Chadian culture, if we take everything Chadian from Islam, what's left? Everything's left. Okay, if we take Africa as an entire continent, if we take everything from the whole continent, 54 countries, if we take all those cultures and we remove everything about those cultures from Islam, what's left? Everything's left. If we take the entire continent of Europe and we remove all European things from Islam, what's left? Everything's left. If we take the whole continent of Asia and we rip everything Asian out of Islam, what's left? Everything's left.
Stop, my man, because he was.
And we rip everything Arab, everything specific to your racial and ethnic group, and we rip it out of Islam. Islam would have no language, which means no Quran. If you look at the way the Muslims dress, you would be taking away their garb. And you look at the way the reverts rename themselves, not to Muslim names, but to Arab names, as though they are Arabs. And you rip that out, everything that's Arab, these people would be nameless. And then maybe they would realize that they're also brainless because they've taken on the gods of another people. They've taken on the language of another people, the history, the folkways, the culture of another people. It's shameful and embarrassing. Because once you remove that which is Arab from Islam, there is no Islam. There's nothing left.
Hey, yo, you can tell he from Baltimore by just the way he talk. Real talk. You can tell he from Baltimore, and he might not even be from Baltimore. He might have moved here and became a teacher. But you could tell he been in Baltimore, bro. Like, just by the way he speak and the way he move them hands. Like, my nigga, that's some Baltimore shit.
Even the history of it. Jahiliyyah. Who's he talking about? The Arabs. There's nothing left. And it's only in your effort to spread your supremacy and to control and influence, because after all, who doesn't like it when everyone's like them? Yeah, I like it when people follow me. I like it when people are like me. And that's the Arab way, just like it was the European white supremacist way. You spread your religion and thereby spread your language and thereby spread your supremacy. You remove everything Arab from Islam. You don't even have a prophet.
That is so incorrect. That's empirically. Can I say something? Can I answer to that?
It's a bit contradictory when you
right.
this black
Can I-
Let Majid speak first. Let Majid speak first. Marquett, are we good to speak now? Are we good to respond?
It's a bit of a contradiction in itself.
Hold on, let him
Well,
make sure that he's good.
You know, one thing I really appreciate about the Deen of Islam and the scholarship and the muftis and the sheikhs is that they're very pedantic and academic in the way that they teach Islam and they teach Sharia. And so I would ask you all, before you get started, and I want the audience to notice, before anyone said anything, there was no acknowledgement of like, hey, that makes sense, or hey, that's logical, or hey, that's reasonable, hey, you're not crazy. It was immediately, no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Emotion.
I said, you know what? Bro, he not wrong. It's not like he lying or he's saying some shit that we all can't see. And what they did do, like each one of them, they sat there patiently and let him get it out. And then after he picked that cup up, them niggas all started trying to say that's a bit contradictory. You're all wrong. And he was like, you got some of it right, but not all three of y'all. And then you just said that's emotional. I call it passionate. Passionate is emotional. So that's cool. But if you remove the emotions from what he's saying, is what he's saying true? I ultimately would say yeah. Because again, in America, if you remove, and this is just in a black community, if you remove everything about Muslims from our community, what would remain? The black community. We pick what's hot. We tell the world who to watch, what to watch, and how to watch it. Now, we might not get to pick who make the shit, but we get to pick which shit is hot. No other community on earth does that. If we went out here and started wearing, every black man or black woman in the country started wearing beanies on their head, have niggas in music videos with beanies on their head, you would have other motherfuckers in other countries trying to appropriate the beanie on their head. This is true. Like, we go through shit and not realize that niggas appropriate our culture. People dress like us. They talk like us. They try to sing like us. You got niggas trying to play basketball like us. Like, nigga, you don't got that crossover skill. That's why you lose the ball all the time. You feel me? Then you got niggas trying to play football like us. And if you want to know what's crazy? Soccer. All the best players are black colorful. Now, I'm just saying, we are superior in everything, but we do got the biggest brains.
Emotion.
That's
Emotion.
empirically,
So
that's empirically
one moment,
incorrect.
one moment. You
That's
have to
emotion,
calm
yeah,
down.
100%. I
You
agree.
must calm down. You must calm down. So what I ask you all before you start, what have I said that is sensible? Before you start trying to argue against it, what have I said that is sensible?
Magic, go ahead.
All right, so the premise of what you're saying is that Islam is built on the Arab identity. So if you remove the Arab identity, there is really nothing to Islam, right? And the first thing, the premise of let's start with the language for itself. What's the difference between Akkadians, Ashurians, Phoenicians, Aramaic, and Arabic? Which is, by the way, now I'm talking about present-day Iraq, Syria, almost Turkey, and all the Levant. They all basically spoke the same language. See, you have here my friend from Egypt doesn't speak one word in Aramaic, but I promise you, if he hears Aramaic, he will understand 90% of it. Why? It's a Semitic language that we all, without exception, understand. And I'm talking again throughout history. Akkadians, Ashurians, Phoenicians, Assyrians, and Aramaic, which is
Okay, so the thing is, though, if he can understand it but not speak it, he knows the language. That's two different things. If I hear Koreans talk, I know what they're saying. I can't say it back, but I know what the fuck they saying. Cantonese, anything that's Asian, that's come from watching anime. And I know that.
the mother language. Hebrew not anymore because Hebrew right now sounds like German. So one thing you don't understand is, or you probably know but you're very dismissive of, is when the Arab conquest in 700.
How the fuck do Hebrews sound like Germans? How the fuck is that? Oh, Israel. Israel. That's right. They was Polish before they came Israelis. You see, I just figured that out. I just connected that dot real fast. You gotta listen to when niggas speak. But now he about to tell you some shit about herbs not pushing Islam as a religion to be supreme over everybody. And I can see how that is. because to be a Muslim, you gotta speak Arab, because you gotta say words or read the Quran or say your prayers in Arab. Okay, I get that.
11. By 711, you have India all the way to Spain, all Arab Muslim countries.
And I appreciate one thing I really respect about you, Majid, is you are a learned man and you've consistently blessed us with, meaningful pieces of history. But I would challenge that your intellect has been really challenged with emotionalism, because consistently you don't answer the questions. And just to make sure you don't think I'm biased, because I respect your mind, Hussein, is he answering my question or is he talking about something different?
I'm getting to the question. I'm getting it.
Well, in Black culture, we have something where we say "make it plain," which is to say, "Come on, man, land the plane." I asked you before you go on and make your dissertation, which is fine. What did I say that made sense?
Oh, I touched that at the beginning. You said that if you remove, of all the cultures, of all the colonized countries, if you remove the Arab identity from the religion, you're left with nothing. They are actually, there is so much similarity to they identify each other. But as far as the other cultures and colonies, that's not the case. Completely separate things. You go to Chad, remove Islam from Chad, you're still left with an identity. There is a Chad with a culture. Well, I have to object to that because it's empirically incorrect. It's very incorrect. And this is why Islam, 711, India, almost India, all the way to Spain. How many of those colonies that you call colonies were Muslims? 20%. The rest, all of them are Christians. Islam did not force anybody to abandon their culture or their religion. 100%. As a matter of fact, it was the opposite.
Wait, that is not true. You and I both know that someone could convert to Islam to escape the status of being enslaved. You and I both know that. So that is not force.
That is absolutely incorrect.
You're lying there.
Hold on. Do you contest the fact that in the 800s and the 8th century, the majority of the the Muslim empire was Christian and remained Christian?
You realize that my argument was so good that you're speaking about things that are completely unrelated. Hussein, can you concede that the gentleman is not addressing my actual arguments? That's how good my argument was. He's not addressing it. And I don't blame him. It's not, you cannot beat it. You can't beat my argument. If you would concede the point, I'm happy to go to a different argument. But right now, you're not addressing my actual argument, which I'll restate it in brief. Islam is an Arab man's religion, and if you remove the Arab identity, language, culture, style of dress, place of origin, etc., there's nothing left. There cannot be Islam without the Arab identity. And when it is spread, you are thereby spreading Arab supremacy and Arab imperialism, which we've observed historically. I yield the floor. That is the argument. Can you concede that argument is pristine?
So for you, Islam is only in Arabic. Indonesia.
Let me ask you a question.
Have Indonesia been invaded by the sword?
Really, you're expecting a yes or no answer.
Let me ask you a question.
I think you should give him
one second. One moment, Usman.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Majid. If you would like to make salah, you must make salah in Arabic, correct?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Come on.
Not necessarily.
Let's be
not
real.
necessarily. You want an answer. You want an answer that you like. You don't want an answer that is categorically.
No, sir.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. So
Means if you-
salah, you are not expected to learn Arabic, be able to recite Quran in Arabic, including Surah Al-Fatiha, while you're making salah for it to be accepted. This is not the expectation that you're growing to that.
Absolutely
That's not the
not.
expectation.
Absolutely
Wow.
not. You recite.
So I could spend my life. I could spend my life as a Muslim reciting in English everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stop it, please.
Hey,
Like,
I have
do
a
you agree
couple
with Hussein? Hussein, do you agree with that?
I half
agree with
agree.
that?
I half agree because
Half
I don't
agree.
think,
Okay, Usman, do you agree with that?
I half agree as well. I say.
Oh,
I
we're
see
half
the point
agreeing
that
now.
you're
We're
trying
half
to make.
agreeing. Okay,
Well,
go ahead.
yeah,
Hussein.
No, I do
We're
see
half
your
agreeing
point
now.
where you're saying,
I win.
no, you are,
Go ahead.
no, you are told to learn in Arabic, but what Majid is trying to say is not compulsory. If you want to make salah and the only way you know is your language, you can do it up until you learn Arabic. It's not that.
Which is the superior way, Usman? Usman, which is the superior way to make salah?
superior. There is no superior way. That's the wrong term.
Usman is a grown man. Usman, what is the superior way to make salah?
No,
let's
are
be
you
honest.
trying to say superior in terms of what you will get the most good deeds for?
Usman, I'm not going to play any games. And in the Black Hood, I talk about these games that people play. I won't play them. So I'm asking you as a man who knows the Deen of Islam, who has studied under scholars. I don't know if you learned from your father or from your uncle or if you learned from an imam. I learned from an imam. I'm asking you, and I just encourage you to be honest with what you've experienced in the Ummah and what you have learned from those you respect. What is the superior way to make salah and to recite?
Look, I don't know what words you're trying to put in my mouth.
I'm saying, is it in Arabic or is it in any other language? Is Arabic the superior way? Yes or no?
No, it's superior. What are you trying to state? Are you trying to state in terms of to get the highest?
Okay, Hussein, may I put the same question to you? Is the superior way that you...
Superior?
Pardon?
What do you mean by superior? That's the
This
problem.
is what I'm trying to ask.
Okay, and I want
the wrong term.
I want everyone. No, I'm not using the wrong term because my English is excellent. I speak English at an elite level. There are very few people in the world who speak English as well as.
He's not lying because he was an English teacher in Baltimore. So, and it's not like you niggas don't know what the fuck he's saying. He's asking you what is the best way to pray in Islam. Would it be in English or Arabic? And you motherfuckers is diving around the fucking question. You're diving. And we don't need you to do that. Just answer the fucking question. Stop all this bullshit. It's phony. We don't need the phony baloney. Killer shit.
As I do. I am not using poor diction, which is word choice. I am selecting the correct word, and what you three are doing is you're tap dancing because you do not want to admit the apparent truth. And in the Quran, it says, and it seems like we've arrived here, in the Quran, it says that they will be deaf, dumb, and blind to the truth. And it appears as though I'm speaking to the three blind mice, or I'm talking to Helen Keller, because you guys are denying, denying what you all know, that it is taught on a consistent basis that you should learn Arabic and you should recite and make salah in Arabic. You guys all know that I can find oodles of scholars who would agree with that.
And you'll find other scholars, you'll find other scholars. You'll find other scholars that argue the opposite. Man, Marquett, you seem like a clever guy who will understand the arbitrariness of language. Language altogether is arbitrary. For you to say that a language is the only indicative to the semantics or the particular way of prayers is quite silly.
Well, no, it's not silly because in our actuality in Arabic, certain words mean certain different things that English words don't mean. So in Arabic, you can have a word, and in English, you can have a word that means something totally different. That's the truth. So again, when he's asking, do you believe that Islam, Arab is the supreme way to pray in Islam? Yes, it is. Because Islam is a Arab fucking religion. It comes from Arabs. Like, let's not make this more than what it has to be.
All languages are permissible to achieve the same end. And that is, by the way,
Usman,
nothing in the Quran that will determine.
Actually,
that
let's
you
try
have to-
Hussein. Hussein, I find that your character.
That's like we. In French, we mean okay. In English, it means us. You feel me? So let's stop trying to play like we don't know what the fuck nigga is saying.
Is closest to being straight. And I know that you grew up in Egypt, so you may not have been around reverts, but are we suggesting honestly as Muslims that it is not encouraged for reverts to learn Arabic?
But see, now you switch your question. You said it's
No. I have to start there because you guys are lying. I have to start here. I'm trying to give you guys an easy entree into the truth because you guys are lying.
You switch your question because you didn't ask.
No, I asked a different question. You guys lied. You lied. So now I'm asking you a different question. We're done with the last question. It's not a switch. You answered it with a lie, and now I'm asking you a different question. And the question I'm asking you is, are reverts, meaning people who are new to Islam, are they encouraged to learn Arabic?
You're moving the goalposts, but yes, they are encouraged.
No, we're not moving the goalposts. We already left that argument because you guys lied.
No.
So now we're on a different piece, and I'm asking you all, are new reverts encouraged to learn Arabic?
Now, in all honesty, he's just asking a question. It's the same question. He just asked it in a different way. I've seen that tech. That's that police shit. You feel me? They get you to say what they want, say what you want, in your way. So, if I'm keeping it real, them niggas is still tap dancing and dodging the question. But that's just my faith.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like they are encouraged.
Okay.
But let me just like define that. Like, because I want to give my short answer is yes, when you take off Arabic, go ahead. It seems like you want to say something.
You know, it's kind of funny though, because we're saying that Arabs, you know, this racial group, you know, they're not closer to God. But if you want to get close to God, you want to join this new religion, the Deen of Islam, you're encouraged to learn the language of the Arabs. So can you explain how that makes sense?
Well, because what you need to do is being able to recite the surahs or whatever to your best understanding. But for you to say, I have to go in depth to understand the whole Arabic language just for me to be Muslim is not true. So for example, my wife, she doesn't speak fluent Arabic. So when she prays, you know, and she got into a religion not too long ago. So when she prays, she's saying Surah Al-Fatiha, but she doesn't know what she's saying, you know? And I try to explain to her. Now, after improving, I try to explain to her. She does not know Arabic, and she prays with me. So the idea that you have to know Arabic to pray, it's just like, to me, it's just funny.
That's not what I said.
I'm sorry.
He didn't say that you needed to know Arab to pray. He said the best way to pray is in Arabic if you're a Muslim. And he really gave the example that proved the point, because you know Arab. Your wife don't. Your wife say words that she don't know, and you correct her, and you've been working with her. So does not mean that you need to know Arabic to pray and say the hadith and all that shit in that language.
You have to know Arabic for you to be Muslim, or the superiority. That's the language that I was like, this is no superiority here. That's what I was trying to get at. So I agree that, I don't know if you're frozen, or I think you might be, but
My
I don't know
internet went out for a moment. Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is,
Okay, go ahead.
are reviewers encouraged to learn Arabic only because they have to, when they say surahs, they want to know what you're saying, they want to understand it. But we have Qur'ans in English. We don't have Qur'ans only in Arabic. We have Qur'ans in all languages. So if you want to learn, if you want to learn the religion, you have multiple language for that. If you don't know Arabic, yes, the end goal is for you to be able to at least recite the surahs. But that doesn't mean if you cannot recite the surahs, you cannot pray. You're not a Muslim. You're not invited.
I never said any of those things. So let's be honest here.
But you said superiority. That's the problem. You said superiority.
Yes, no, that's not a problem. That's actually accurate. And that is what is taught. Because if you're
having a conversation with a nigga that try to make it seem like you don't know what you talking about, but he do, and then he just giving you examples of the shit that I'm saying. Like, if I'm saying this shit and you giving me examples of shit that I said was true, how the fuck you gonna continue to sit up here and say what I'm saying is wrong? Come on. Be serious. Y'all gotta be serious.
You're telling me that if you come to Islam, you're encouraged to learn Arabic. Well, why are you encouraged to learn Arabic if that's not the superior way to pray and understand? Why?
Or
It doesn't make sense. Hold on one second. Let Hussein answer the question. Hussein, if Arabic is not the superior way to understand and to pray, why are you encouraged to learn Arabic?
I just told you, because you want to understand what you're saying in terms of what you're reciting. And
that's right. I agree with you. So let's be honest now and acknowledge that would be the superior way in Islam. You said it yourself. Okay, can we acknowledge it?
I'm trying to understand what you mean superior. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Like, why the fuck are you still tap dancing around it when the fuck you just said it? Like, nigga, you know what superior mean. You trying not to get trapped in the box, but brother, the box is on your head. You're done. Just go down to your knees and let a nigga tape the bottom of the box up so he can sing you back. Cause you're done. You're done. You're done.
Right. And for everyone watching,
you just keep saying we lie.
And for everyone watching,
give it to him.
One moment.
Give it to
for
him.
everyone watching. Listen, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. For everyone watching, the reason that you need to invest in the Black Code is because it is for you. It is for Black people. There are no games being played. There's no trickery. It's straightforward and it's made for you. It is not made for any other nation on earth. And I respect these gentlemen who are here speaking, but they're all Arabs or Pakistanis. They're coming to ensure the dominance of something that they believe in and hold dear. And in their effort to do that, they're clearly lying. All of you who have common sense, I encourage you, do not allow people to tell you that you do not see what is as clear as day. They sit here and tell me that knowing the Arabic language does not put you in a superior position in Islam. They tell me that your prayer is not more valid with you understanding what you're reciting by knowing the Arab language.
No,
they're pretending as though there's not a reason that you're encouraged to learn Arabic, the language of the Arabs, so that you could be a better Muslim. And in asking me the most silly, question of, well, explain how it's superior, I won't lower myself to engaging in the trickery. Like they're trying to create all of these traps.
No,
and it's utterly, you guys are lying, and I will not participate in the lies. Because it's clearly dishonest. It's
let me ask you a question.
And it's sad. And I want everyone to remember. I want everyone to, one moment. I will let you ask a question, but I want everyone who is listening to remember, this is why I'm here to teach you, because the Black peoples have been bamboozled, hoodwinked, fooled, and tricked by those who pretend to be their friends. And these people aren't even decent enough to be honest and say that, yes, Marquett, Arabness is inherent and core to Islam, and you cannot have Islam without having Arabness. Whether it's the language,
it was the language revealed in it. How would I disagree with that? Hold on. There's three Semitic languages and there's three Semitic religions. So Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic. So you cannot have Judaism without Hebrew, just so you cannot have Christianity without Aramaic, just so you cannot have Islam without Arabic. I didn't deny that.
No.
When you said superior, imagine, just give me 5 seconds and I'm done.
What you said is,
but my only problem when you said superior, I thought you meant it's the better way to pray, meaning that if I pray in Arabic and you don't pray in Arabic, that means I'm superior, meaning my prayer would count more or whatever. That's what I was trying to have a problem with, and I think the other gentleman was asking that, but I didn't.
Okay, man. All right, let me ask you this, and we'll look at this mathematically if you like. We'll hold all things constant except language. So let's say I took you, Hussein, and I clone you. We now have two Husseins.
Correct.
Yes? Correct. We have two Husseins. They have, everything is exactly the same. All of their deeds, you've all paid zakah, like everything is the same. One of you prays in Arabic. One of you prays in English.
okay.
Which is the superior representation of Islam?
Okay, I will say the person who prays in Arabic is a more accurate representation of Islam.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
I don't understand why you
accurate linguistically.
Does that necessarily mean it's a better Muslim?
Is that accurate linguistically?
It's more common. It doesn't mean it's a better.
I'm just trying to understand why it take y'all all this long to admit what he just said. Like, we really been spending 20 minutes on this question. You fellas ain't really get even to answer a bunch of other questions because y'all lying from the jump. Like, I respect the truth. I'd rather you hurt my feelings than lie to me.
I'm saying accurate linguistically.
I've not suggested that he's a better Muslim, because that was never the argument.
We agree.
What I have made the argument on is that the traits that are connected to the Arabs, a racial ethnic group, are mapping onto Islam quite strongly, which is how I make such a flawless argument of Islam being a tool of Arab supremacy and Arab domination, which is why you Arabs are here defending it.
Can I say something?
But I told you the Quran says I can't.
One second. Hussein. All right. I need you to. There is a historical fact that you have to be aware of, is that the Arabs did not want to mingle and integrate with whoever they tried to colonize. They did exactly the opposite. Do you know how long it took North Africa? By the way, when you say they colonized the blacks, no, they didn't. They went to Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco. All of them are native Northern African. They're not blacks. And Spain. So when you
that's really fascinating. That's very fascinating. Like, did you miss the East African slave trade? Did you mention Tanzania?
Oh, you're talking about a few hundred years later. I'm talking to 700.
No, bitch, nigga. See, this is where I get to getting mad when niggas start talking about slavery, because Arabs was a part of that shit. They tried making it seem like it was African. This is where, like, And for people that's watching, for real, listen. This is why they say African soul other Africans. It wasn't other Africans. It was Arabs. Arabs are not Africans. They are like, they're like a part of fucking white people. They're like a group of white people that mix with African people. That's what happened. The colonizers mixed with and he talking about they didn't want to mix and mingle with the people that they conquered. That's a lie. All of you niggas was, you know what I mean, women back in the day. Slave masters was doing it. Slave traders was doing it. All right. And then the fucked up part is that they really want you to believe that another Black African sold another Black African. That's not how that went. It was the Arabs that called themselves Black that sold other fucking Africans. Like, no. Why you think the whole northern part of fucking Africa is now Arab countries? And then they want to call it the Middle East. The Middle East, so what? Because you damn sure ain't the Middle East of Africa. But I digress.
800 is the eighth century. Well, let me get to my point first.
You're failing to address the argument, but go ahead.
Let me get my point to my point. How long did it take the North African, for instance, Tunisia, which is the center of the biggest mosque, is the center of the Arab presence in North Africa. How long did it take?
He said Tanzania got the biggest mosque in Africa. That's because you bitch ass niggas went over there and got niggas to do the fucking work to build this shit. You niggas ain't gotta build the bone in your body. You don't look like you build nothing with them glasses on.
Northern African to convert to Islam.
That nigga up in the corner don't look like he even know how to change a tire. I don't know what this nigga down here in the upper box doing because it's too dark. But I'm not about to sit up here and say y'all niggas know what you doing. You don't. And you're lying. You trying to get around what he's saying. And it's no getting around it. You lost it. It's over. Pack them up. Get them in the body bag.
And start speaking Arabic. 200 years. Do you know why? Because the Arabs were not going over there and trying to mingle with them. They secluded themselves in one town. And the only way they started, the Northern Africans started, and they were actually brutal fighters who fought the Arabs for 200 years, did not want to mingle with them as well. Do you know how they started converted to Islam? Just like how Indonesia converted to Islam. Through morality, morals, and trade. They realized that, hey, this guy has like really good ethics.
Do you feel like you're being honest? Are you telling the whole story?
I wanna.
Because how the fuck do you conquer a people and then think that they like you? What is he saying? Is he saying because they conquered Egypt and only wanted to be in a small part because they didn't want to mix and mingle with the rest of the niggas in Africa?
Anyone think he's telling the whole story?
Can
You're
I finish
lying.
Can I
But
finish
you're like, yeah, you can, but like, you're lying.
One point. Name another religion. We're talking about blacks, right?
We don't have to compare religions. We're talking about Islam. I've talked about Christianity at length. Christianity is a white supremacist religion. We're talking about Islam. You don't have to argue against Christianity.
Can I make my point? Name another religion like Islam that for the first century of its existence, the kings are blacks, the priests are blacks, the scholars are blacks. And I'm talking about 1400 years ago.
Well, let me enlighten you on this, my fellow. Everything on this earth came from somebody black. There's not nothing on this earth, nothing on this earth, that black people haven't made. Even shit that they sent out of space, it was made by a black person first. Brother, we know everything was black. Stop it.
Didn't get civil rights until the 60s, 1960s in America. Islam is the religion that gave you that 1400 years ago. We have kings, monarchs. They were black in Arabia. Only religion that had this, not Christianity and definitely not Judaism. So for you to come over here and to be dismissive, oh, it's not for the blacks, that is very, very silly.
My nigga, the Christians were black. The prophets were black. God himself even said he was black. But you motherfuckers just want to keep denying that. Like, why is that? What do it get you? You want to compare one religion to another? Say that this religion didn't do that? When all the religion came from somebody black. Hebrews were black. Judaism was black first. Christianity was black first. Islam was black first. Again, I say, there has been nothing on this earth black folks have not made. We have conquered the world and gave it back. That's a fact. And you want to know something? When we was running the world, it wasn't all this shit going on. It wasn't having nuclear wars and bombs and shit dropped on niggas' head. You wasn't killing 142 schoolgirls. I'm sorry. But you Arabs and you white folks been fighting for so fucking long. Is that it's fucking up everything. It's just like, take a second and really think. What two groups been fighting since the beginning of fucking time? The Arabs and the whites. Ever since these niggas became Jewish and wanted it to be their ethnicity, opposed being the religion. Y'all niggas been fighting. And now here we are with Arabs. You would want to be classified as Muslim instead of an Arab. And get on our fucking nerves fighting over something neither one of you niggas is. You niggas is all black. And the crazy part is everybody on this earth is black. It's just melanin. You got a certain level of melanin in you. Some of us got more. A lot of them niggas got less. But all of them, if the birthplace of all civilizations come from Africa, then that means everybody in the world is African.
It is for the blacks because they were.
No, we
one
don't want
last
your
in the-
religion. We don't want your religion. And you just, again,
okay,
you're
it's
an
okay.
Arab supremacist.
nobody-
You're an Arab
ain't nobody
supremacist.
enforcing
And
that. But
let me
what
show,
you're
let me
saying is
expose, like, no, real
intellectual.
quick, pay attention. Pay attention to this. Name 3 black civilizations pre-Islam.
Oh, you have a pharaohic dynasty. By the way, I wanted to get to this point. Thank you for bringing it up. I wanted to get
And
to
remember
this
my
point.
question. Remember my question. Name 3 black civilizations before Islam.
You have a Nubian dynasty in Egypt, and the rest, honestly, I do not know. But here's what I know, though.
Now let me.
Kemet? You don't know about Kemet? You only know about the Nubian dynasty. So you don't know about Kemet. And Kemet was in Egypt.
Let me pick this up. You see, I find it very arrogant and maybe even racist that you suggest that the blacks were so improved by Islam, yet you don't know about their state before Islam, which means you could only, hold on, don't interrupt, please. May I complete a sentence? Which would only indicate that there's emotionalism and bias and maybe a little racism that drove you to suggest that Islam improved the status of African societies when you can't even name, one moment, you can't even name any African civilizations
I just did.
pre-Islam.
I did.
I said name 3.
One.
I said name 3, and you said the Nubians in Egypt.
Yeah.
What about the Nubians in Nubia? What about Kush? You see, you're ignorant and you're pretending as though you're not ignorant. Now, I told you earlier, I respect your knowledge, but you're trying to speculate on things you don't know about because you need some.
The Kush dynasty. That's name Nubian, Kush, Kemet. these niggas is playing intellectual games with my man. And see, this is why I say Muslims are racist. Because they try to play like we stupid. Muslims think that they found some type of intellect that nobody else on this world got. Only they got the key. That's not true, bro. That's not true. You got your gods are all the same as Jacob, Matthew, John, Luke, all of the motherfucking, and then your book say, don't discount the books that came before you. Just know that this book is the last. Why is that the last book? I'm trying to understand. Why is that the last book?
Facts, and you're fabricating the facts to make your argument to
Name
sustain.
one thing that I fabricated.
One more.
Name one fact that I fabricated. That's
You
one thing.
stated.
The second thing. By the way.
Hold on. No, you just asked me. Hold on 1 second. Calm down. And you see, I want everyone to observe. I said earlier, he's the Arab supremacist. That's why he's the most emotional, and that's what happens when the truth comes out.
I have to scream because I cannot.
You stated, no, sir. You stated that African civilizations were improved by Islam. They were better off after Islam.
I never said
yes, you did say that.
Civilization. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
This is what I said. Here's what I'm going to repeat what I said.
You stated that Africans were better off after Islam.
Absolutely not. I said the situation of blacks at the time of Islam is the only religion at the Mediterranean, at those places,
you did not say that.
Is that gave them that power. But let me ask you this.
Don't go. No, 1 moment. You're lying now. You did not.
He did add some. So what he just did was he tried to reword what the fuck he said. And what the fuck he really said is that Muslims was the ones that gave black people dignity in the 14th century that no other religion gave us our dignity. And then he had some other shit to say where he went on and named Mansa Musa and got to talk about empires that was around when the Muslims, or not the Muslims, but the Arabs, which is Muslims, that the Muslims were the ones that gave us our freedom in the 14th century and let us become kings and queens and all that other shit. My nigga, when he asked you to name another fucking what, like what was the state they was in before black people got there, and you couldn't answer that, it further let me know that you think because of Islam, it gave us morals. It gave us a way to live by, as if we didn't already have our own tribes and traditions. I yield the floor.
Not say that. I have an excellent memory, and you are lying. You did not say that. And the reason I know you didn't say that is because when you misspoke the first time,
I called it out. Now you're adding modifiers and caveats that were not there. Sir, you are lying.
Let's go back
You are
to
lying,
the time
sir.
when you start talking about
About to
East
hit the
Africa
You
black.
are lying, sir.
and the slave
Now,
trade,
but-
and I was
but
like,
let's-
no, I'm talking about the
Now,
Arabs.
I don't like
So
the smoke
let's
on
dig
camera.
in. No, real quick. I want you to admit that I want to admit that you are making up things. So let's dig in. You said that Africans were better off after Islam. And I said I said name 3 African civilizations pre-Islam. You were not able to name even one because you said the Nubians. No, sir. You said the Nubians in Egypt.
Yeah.
Now, Hussein, you're Egyptian, my friend. The Nubians in Egypt? Does that make sense? Is that a civilization you ever heard of? The Nubians in Egypt? There was only one dynasty. No, sir. There was only one dynasty, and I'm not going to say which one because I'm going to let you guys figure it out. There was only one dynasty that history, Eurocentric history, admits was a Nubian ruling in Egypt. So the Nubians in Egypt was not.
It was Kemet. It was Kemet. Just so we all on the same page that we know. These niggas don't know. He probably don't even know. And he live in Egypt. The propaganda been so great that he don't even know what the fuck racism is.
Not a civilization. Hussein, can you concede that as an Egyptian?
Were Nubians in Egypt as a dynasty?
Don't interrupt, Hussein. We're listening to you.
There are Nubians in Egypt, like Nubians, the Nubian tribe. I'm not educated enough to talk about that, so I'm gonna assume that
you're an Egyptian, not an Egyptologist. I understand. My point is this: only the 25th dynasty do the Eurocentric scholars concede was a Nubian king, a black king, ruling in Egypt. What you referred to doesn't make sense, and it reveals that you do not know the history of Kush or any of the empires that were towards Sudan.
Were they Nubian dynasty in Egypt?
The problem is, no, sir.
Tell me?
Just
I'm
please stop.
factually
You
wrong.
have to calm down. You have to calm down.
You have to calm down.
You have to calm down. No, really, you got to calm down. You've been yelling and interrupting the whole time.
No, I can't
most
talk.
Importantly,
I can't. My voice is not there. I can't talk. I'm not yelling. I'm sorry if you perceive
always
me as
excuses. But the point is this: you are an Arab supremacist, and so your whole thing is that we have to spread to improve the lives of others. This is the same talk from the British. The British say we have to conquer more land so that we can civilize everyone. And you're basically just another white supremacist.
Hey, Hussein, do you know Kafur al-Ikhshidi? Have you heard about Kafur al-Ikhshidi? He was in Egypt.
You're just another.
What color that king?
Now,
what color was that Muslim king?
Sir, tell him. It does not matter. What does matter is my argument. What matters is my argument about the fact that you cannot unhinge being an Arab from Islam, like all of the traits that are associated with that ethnic group. And until you can disconnect those, we cannot say that it is not an Arab supremacist religion. You were checkmated there.
Let me ask you this. Measure. There's a guy.
Go ahead, Hussein.
I'm sorry, man. But there's a guy that I want to make sure he also gets time to talk. The third guy, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Usman.
Also, Usman, I want you to talk. Also, the dude in the chat that doesn't believe I'm Egyptian, I don't know what to tell you, bro. And I must be I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Usman, go ahead.
So sorry, what was the question again?
Fair enough. Let me go ahead and acknowledge some of the people who are supporting the work. Shout to Gash. He writes, Sahih Muslim 1602. Muhammad exchanged 2 black slaves for 1 enslaved man who was likely Arab. He had black slaves and valued them 2 for 1.
Wow.
Would you Muslims like to respond to that one? Maybe we'll let Usman respond to that one.
No, I want to go back on the conversation because I don't want to get off the topic that we were talking about. Because
you want to ignore this one? Okay.
I don't want to ignore it. I don't want to ignore it because
all right.
I'm not no scholar anyway. But I want to go back to the conversation where you said basically, if put the Arab language to the side, who's got more superiority? The person who's praying in English or the person who's praying in Arabic? You've brought it back to the language again. So your point is, without Arab culture, we can't survive. We've actually been taught that if your culture aligns with the Islamic practices, practice your culture. Don't be copying anybody else's culture or coming out the line. If everything aligns with Islam, as in, for example, in India, the culture was, praying to idols, which is not allowed in Islam. So no, you can't do that.
So you have to abandon your own culture to adopt the culture of the Arabs. Got it. So are you understanding my argument? Are you actually comprehending my argument?
I understand what your argument is, but I'm saying
it's the destruction of your own culture, your own beliefs, your own respect for your ancestors to adopt what the Arabs do. That's what it is. You just said it yourself.
Not what the Arabs do. I'm saying listen, the culture that you've got, you keep your culture. You said cultures including your clothes, what you do, and everything like that. Nobody's coming to Pakistan and saying you have to wear a thobe, or if you don't wear a thobe, you're not a Muslim. We've still got our culture shawakumis for hundreds and hundreds of generations. If you want to talk about Pakistan, Pakistan is actually the country in southern Asia that has the most population of black people. If you know about the Shidi tribe are from 750,000 to 1 million that are still living there.
Okay, let me just give you a quick one. Usman, you're Pakistani, right? Usman,
I think you disconnected. I don't know.
That's a pity because I really wanted to. Yeah, we can hear you. Usman, you're Pakistani, right?
No, I'm here.
Yeah. Usman, you're Pakistani, right? Okay. Now, your name is Usman, right? Is that a Pakistani name? No, it's not. Stop lying.
Usman.
Stop lying, Usman.
Uthman.
Stop lying, Usman.
You didn't let me speak. You did not let me speak. Uthman is an Arab name. Uthman is derived of the Arab name. Listen,
an Arab name. Thank you for telling the truth, Usman. Your name comes from an Arab man's name. I'm done here. Wait, real quick. Can anyone admit that was funny?
Marquett, your name is French.
Real quick. Can anyone admit that was funny?
Your name
Stop it for a second. Just real quick. Stop it for a second. Just real quick. Can anyone admit that was funny? Can we be real? That wasn't funny? Like I was telling him, the religion makes you abandoning your own culture. You're a Pakistani dude named after an Arab dude. You don't get what I'm saying?
You literally proved my point as well.
That's cognitive dissonance, buddy. That's cognitive dissonance.
You literally proved my point as well.
That's cognitive dissonance.
When I said to you,
you're a Pakistani with an Arab name, buddy.
Okay,
like you have an Arabic name.
How is it pronounced in Arabic? Tell me how is it pronounced in Arabic.
Where was your name? What's your name derived from, Usman?
From Uthman.
Right. And where does that come from? Where does that come from?
Yeah, but like I just said to you, I proved my own point.
Oh gosh.
My own culture.
The Arab name is Uthman. Completely different. What he's trying to tell you is
it derives from there, but I've kept my culture.
Where did the name Usman come from? Let me help you guys out since you're lying. No, silence. You guys are lying. You're lying again. Here we go. The name Usman originates.
The origin.
Please hold on. I don't need interruptions. Let me just read the facts. The name Usman originates from the Arabic name Uthman.
Yes.
Now, you are a Pakistani, buddy.
Okay.
So your name, it would make a lot of sense. If you were not in a Arab supremacist religion, it would make a lot of sense for you to have a Pakistani name. But you are in an Arab supremacist religion, and you have just been checkmated. Why can't you just admit it instead of lying? I'll give you an example. Real quick. Let me give you an example. One second. Let me give an example of honesty. Just one moment. Let me give you an example of how to be honest. Let me give you an example. Watch this. Majid said, your name is French. Actually, it's not French, but let's work with that. Your name
is French.
One moment.
I speak French. I have a BA in French literature.
Your name is French. Calm down.
It's not open for opinion. It's French.
Please calm down.
I have a BA in French literature.
It's not French because my middle name is Marquett, and that's not a French middle name. My first name is DL. That's not a French name. So he's wrong. My last name is German. That's the truth.
literature. I
Okay,
know
that's
about
fine.
literature.
That's fine.
It's French. It's not a question.
Okay.
Don't argue. Brother Majid, don't argue. Let him speak. Let him speak.
Okay.
It's a moot point.
So let's say it is French. Let's say it's French. Let's pretend as though my aunt, who's an English speaker and doesn't know a lick of French, let's pretend my black auntie Val is fluent in French and she gave me a French name. My point still stands. So we'll take your claim. It's French because my aunt is a black woman from the ghetto and she knows French. So we'll take your claim. What I can tell you for sure is whether my name is French or English, and surely it's one of those, right? Or it's just made up by a black woman who was victim of white supremacy, colonization, enslavement by Europeans, English speakers. What I can tell you for sure is that as a result of those, what I can tell you is that because of those supremacies, I don't have the name of my forefathers. I don't have the name of my ancestors. I have the name of someone else's ancestors. I have been victim. You have also been victim, but the difference is you volunteered to be victim and you just won't admit that you're victim. That's the difference. I admit the truth of where my name comes from. You're lying about where yours comes from.
Can I answer that?
You're lying about where yours comes from.
Okay, so John.
No, let him speak on his own name. Majid, let him speak on his own name. Majid, let him speak on his own name. Majid, let him speak on his own name. Go ahead, Usman.
You're saying that we're lying. We did not lie about the fact that it come from Arab. Yes. What I said ultimately,
you were lying.
No, we didn't lie. Did I say it didn't come from Arabic?
Majid, when I first said, what is the origin of your name? You tried to act like it wasn't connected to an Arabic name.
No,
the first thing I
I'm sorry, Usman. Yeah. I'm sorry, Usman. When I asked you the origin of your name, it would have been honest to say the origin is Arabic. But that's the truth.
Marquett, the first thing I said was, yes, it comes from Uthman, it's derived from Uthman. But I said it goes back to my point where we kept our culture, and because we speak Urdu, it's changed to Usman. That's what my argument was. I wasn't disagreeing with what you said.
So I think there's a little disconnect here because you both are right in a way. He's saying, Marquett is saying that that your name derived from an Arab name. You are the Pakistani version of the Arab name. You're right, but he's also right because your name comes from Uthman. But I want to say that from the people that I got, like the people that I exposed from the Pakistani culture, I see a lot of non-Arab names, and then the Arab names are derived from Islam. So you're right.
Those are non-Arab names. There's Akbar.
No, that's what I said.
Wait, Akbar? Wait, Akbar is. Wait, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Did you say Akbar? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You said Akbar.
Just say any other name.
Hold on 1 second. Let me teach. This is how brainwashed this boy is. Silence everyone. He said there are plenty, and I'm gonna just make sure Hussein, you're the most honest. You're still not completely honest, but you're the most honest. Now help me with this. I want to verify this. He said there are plenty of Pakistani names. For example, Akbar. Did he just say that, Hussein?
He did say that.
He did say that. Okay. Now, and I said that he was brainwashed and he was overcome by Arab supremacy. Now watch this. He's so brainwashed, he can't even separate out his own Pakistani culture authentically. He doesn't know it because he's been brainwashed by Arab supremacy. Watch this. He said Akbar is Pakistani. Check this out. Quote, the name Akbar traces its origins back to the Pakistani language or the Arabic language? I'm gonna let Usman say it just so that we can all feel it. Usman, does that name you thought was Pakistani, does that trace back to your culture?
Checkmate. You didn't let me
checkmate. Yes. Now let me finish here. Let me finish here. No, you don't give it to me. I took it. But check this out.
No, you took it.
You see, and my Arabic is shiesty. I think we all know my Arabic is shiesty, but it's still good enough that I can recognize that which is Arabic, but also I'm also not so brainwashed that I can see what I am, I can see what you are, and I could also see what you are not. You are not an Arab, and I am not an Arab. But you cannot see that you are not an Arab because you can't see where Islam and Arabic starts or ends and Pakistani or Urdu culture starts and ends. because you've been taken here. You just embarrassed yourself in front of 2,000 people because of the failings of your culture and your ancestors.
Great, you find out that a name over there.
No, let him respond.
Listen,
Majid, my brother. Aki, let him respond, Aki. Let him respond.
Okay,
Allah, wallahi, he's a grown man. Let him respond. Please, I beg you. Let Usman, go ahead.
I agree, yeah. But like I said, as I was carrying on the names, you caught the first one. Oh, checkmate. That was.
But tell me this: why do you think? Why do you think you said an Arabic name, thinking it was a Pakistani name? Why did you do that?
It's the first name that just come off my tongue because I'm thinking of the most common.
Yes, because you're thinking like an Arab. You're thinking like an Arab or an Arab subject.
Osman,
like a subject. Thinking like a subject of the Arabs.
One second. Osman. In Pakistan, do you guys have Zakaria? The Zakarian name is Ishaq. Do you have Ishaq?
Ishaq.
Do you have Yaqub? Do you have Yaqub? Yes. Well, congratulations, you have Hebrew names in your language. Therefore, I guess you are into like the Hebrew supremacy and Jewish supremacy.
The reason why
the fact that we paying so much. Hold on now, the fact that we paying so much. Hold on 1 second. Let me make this point. The fact that you're paying, Marquett, you're paying so much attention and emphasis on language that is arbitrary in nature. That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to understand, to make Islam.
Wait. I make no sense. Real quick, Majid, I make no sense. Majid.
The point you're trying to